What's up, everybody? I'm going to do another classic rock reaction. This is by British band Led Zeppelin. It's called No Quarter. Let's get it. Yeah, this is live. This song remains the same. The movie I still haven't gotten to. I like long intros. Taking its time to build. I love how that guitar came in there. Excellent. Goes back to the nice somber pitch.
Close the door, put out the light. You know they won't be home tonight. Oh no, the snow falls hard, don't you know? The winds of Thor are blowing cold, cold, cold. They wearing steel that's bright and true. To build a dream for me and you. To the path where no one.
There's that guitar riff again. Goes back to that somber pitch again. Stretching it out, deepening it. Damn. That gong just sent vibes right up my spine. It got my attention, boy. Nice. Building the rhythm. What I like about this song already, it's got a story to tell, but it's taken its time with the instrumentals, making you wait. Listen to the, what is he doing? He's doing like a tripling on the drums, enhancing the guitar solo. This is such a cool groove, man. Guitar solo still building. This is a long ass guitar solo. Hold on. Man, oh man. Yo man, sorry for the pause. There was no way I was going to interrupt that cool groove with the guitar solo and then the tripling effect of those drums just going at it. There was no way. But let me shout out to you for a real quick sec, man. First impressions. I'll admit, when I saw that this track was 12 minutes long, I immediately got worried, saying to myself, man, how in the hell am I going to stay focused for 12 whole minutes? But, man, it's just soaring by, but nicely, in a really, really nice way. Anyway, man, first impressions of the song. Man, the synchronicity of the musicianship in this piece, and then coupled with all of the distractions of being in a live setting, not in a contained studio setting, but in a live setting with all of these distractions, it's still so tight, on par, complementing each other so well. It's amazing how the drums is just doing that tripling stuff and just really accentuating the already awesome sound of the guitar solo. And what can I say about the piano in this, man? Fantastic. It's somber, but it's got everything. It's telling a story. It's got a somber effect to it, so you can really absorb it. It's taking you on a trip, making your imagination soar. And on top of that, the instrumentals are great. What I like too is the fact that there is a threat of some thunder coming at it from the drums, but he's holding off. You feel the threat of the thunder that could come, but it's just not there yet. It's just like on the tip of something. And I like that because the song is stretching it out. It's making you wait for the bottom line of the message behind the whole song, because it's stretching out the instrumentals, and it's threatening you with a little bit of thunder to wrap it up. Kind of like Stairway to Heaven, the way the Stairway to Heaven became very, very strong in the end. I bet you there's going to be a very thunderous, strong finish in the end of this song too. Let's keep going. Is that tripling up? Is that what you call it when the drummer does that? And then they go back to that nice somber pitch again. Piano player John Paul Jones has a masterful command of this pace.
The devil mocks their every step. The snow drives back the foot that's slow. The dogs of doom are howling, moan, moan, moan. Every news of musket to build a dream for me and you. Ah, yes they do. They choose a path where no one.
The snow drives back the foot that's slow. The hounds of doom. It's a group of people setting out on a quest, and they've got children with them. The snow drives back the foot that's slow, and they're being hunted by hounds.
Rumble Jones, piano.
Oh, yeah. Man, that guy is a masterful musician. John Paul Jones. Yo, you know what I really like too about this track? Kind of getting the first impression about their live performance. It's as if the crowd is trained. It's as if they know when to be loud and when to be quiet. They know when to be quiet because they don't want to miss anything, right? They're a cultured crowd. They're trained. They're educated in the ways of Led Zeppelin. They're not just a crazy ruckus crowd. I'm thinking of the British invasion and the bands. They literally were drowned out because of the screaming, crazy, fanatical, frenzied kids in the crowd. This crowd, though, they're a little bit more cultured. They know when to be quiet and they know when to be loud. That's one thing I'm picking up. I got that too from the Rain song when I reacted to that. Very, very cultured crowd where it comes to Led Zeppelin. I got that a little bit too from when I was reacting to The Doors, The End, with Jim Morrison when he was going off into his his crazy antics, his rain dance, and then he was improvising these lyrics and stuff like that. The crowd knew when to shut up and to pay attention to him. The Led Zeppelin crowd is cultured like that too, from what I'm gathering. Man, I gotta get my ass in gear and watch this movie. Okay, so that was No Quarter, Led Zeppelin. Yeah, man. Thanks to all of you who recommended this to me. As soon as you saw my reaction to the Rain song, immediately there was a barrage of recommendations just coming almost, I would say on average, 4 or 5 per hour over the last couple of weeks to do a reaction to this. You know, when I kind of go into the analytics and I kind of look at patterns and stuff like that, you know, this was definitely the biggest recommendation for another live performance. So yeah, I'm finally here. Sorry it took me so long to get to it, but yo, I understand why you wanted me to react to this where it comes to a Led Zeppelin live performance. I know that for a lot of you, the impression of Led Zeppelin live is completely different, and it might be a little bit out of your comfort zone. Some people don't feel for them live. I've heard that it's been a mixed bag. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it isn't, whatever, you know. But you know, I guess that's the nature of the beast with some bands. Some bands aren't that good live, whereas others are really excellent live and maybe even superior in a live setting. It really depends too, I guess, on so many variables. But you know, I'm not going to just rush off and assume that this is a really fantastic version and I don't have to listen to the studio version. I've been wrong with a lot of assumptions where it comes to Led Zeppelin. So I'm going to shut my mouth and hold off until I actually listen to the studio version of this. But in saying that though, I have heard this track before. I even remember where I was, what I was doing. I was at my buddy Paul's party. We're going back 7 or 8 years, and we were doing shooters, man. Blue Hawaiis. And if you ever done Blue Hawaii shooters, you know the flame on top, the sugar cane, and you light a flame on top and you shoot it. Well, that will knock you on your ass. And but even though I was just in a hazy fog. I remember this song playing, and I remember the guitar in the song, the riff in the song. I don't remember anything else except the guitar. And I just remember that groove that kept coming back. Do 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 do. I remember that part, and it just stuck in my head. So halfway through the song, that memory came back to me, and I almost forgot to pause. So I've heard this tune before. Now, of course, it's the first time that I'm listening to it, and I'm getting the words. I'm getting the impression and the jive behind it. And what it's telling me is there's a group of people. It said the winds of Thor. So there's a storm. The winds of Thor. I'm guessing it's a group of Vikings setting out on a quest, and it's a very important quest because they're wearing armor and that's bright, and they're obviously representing a monarchy, maybe a king, and they've got to get the word to maybe their troops, their settlements or something. But there's a storm, and they're being pursued by hounds, and the snow drives back the foot that's slow. They've got kids with them, and yeah, what else does the song say? That's the impression. Yeah, it leaves you with that impression, that sense of urgency for them, that they have to get this message through, and they're being hunted, but at the same time it's hard because they can't move forward because of the snow, and they're being slowed down because they have kids in tow. That's what I'm getting. Damn, what a message. And it's stretched out the entire song. You have to listen to the entire song to get the gist of the message of the song. I love that. The instrumentals, the solo, the thunderous drumming, it all distracts you momentarily from the plot of the song. And I don't mind. I like that. I was worried about 12 minutes, but then I thought to myself, what are you worried about it being 12 minutes long for? I listened to In My Time of Dying. It was over 11 minutes, and it's as if time flew by, so I should have known better. But anyway, man, I'm still this Led Zeppelin rabbit hole here that I'm on. It's a trip, man. This rabbit hole is deep as hell and winding. What I'm doing here now is I'm just bringing up a little song fact information, man. Every song has a story, and I am sure that this song has quite a story. So I'm just bringing up some Wikipedia song facts here, and there we go. Led Zeppelin, No Quarter. I'm just gonna kind of do a little bit of a quick background synopsis here. So, No Quarter, Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin were an English rock band formed in London in 1968. The group consisted of guitarist Jimmy Page, singer Robert Plant, bassist and keyboardist John Paul Jones, and drummer John Bonham. The band's heavy guitar-driven sound has led them to be cited as one of the progenitors of heavy metal. Their style drew from a wide variety of influences, including blues, psychedelia, and folk music. After changing their name from the New Yardbirds, Led Zeppelin signed a deal with Atlantic Records that afforded them considerable artistic freedom. Although the group were initially unpopular with critics, they achieved significant commercial success. Led Zeppelin are widely considered one of the most successful, innovative, and influential rock groups in history. They are one of the best-selling music artists in the history of audio recording. Various sources estimate the group's record sales at 200 to 300 million units worldwide. With RIAA certified sales of 111.5 million units, they are the second best-selling band in the US. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1995. The museum's biography of the band states that they were as influential during the 70s as the Beatles were during the 60s. Yo, right there is a phenomenal feat, just to be able to have someone say that about you. If they didn't accomplish anything beyond that, that would have been enough. Being as influential in the 70s as the Beatles were in the 60s, that's incredible. That blows my mind every time I read it. Okay, formation of the song. No Quarter appears on their 1973 album Houses of the Holy. The song became a centerpiece at all Led Zeppelin concerts thereafter until their final tour. It appears in both the film versions, and both live album versions of the song remains the same, released in 1976 and expanded in 2007. It also appears on their 2007 reunion performance at the O2 Arena in London. Yeah, I gotta get to that. The O2 performance in London. Is that when they were being toasted by Jack Black? It might be the same thing. I gotta look into that. The title is derived from the military practice of showing no mercy to a vanquished opponent, and from the brave act of not asking for mercy when vanquished. This theme is captured in several of the song's lyrics. Okay. Yeah, that's what no mercy means, or no quarter means. It means no mercy. I had it in my mind that it was something along the lines of no cares given, but it's stronger than that. It means no mercy when you're vanquished. Okay. It could also refer to the U.S. Revolutionary War, when Great Britain enforced a policy requiring colonial Americans to house British soldiers and offer them food and a bed during the cold of winter. If this policy was refused to a British soldier, this no quarter policy allowed the British soldier to invoke severe punishment, death sometimes, on the American who refused him. This was only one of the many ways in which Britain attempted to legitimize their treatment of Americans in their effort to interrupt their recapture of the colonies. God damn. Definitely not their finest hour. But in regards to the song where no quarter is concerned, I think that it's referring more, it mentions Thor. It gives me the impression of Vikings on a quest. So I think that the previous explanation of what no quarter means applies here more so than this colonial reference. Okay, record producer Rick Rubin has remarked on the song structure, it takes such confidence to be able to get really quiet and loose for such a long time. Yeah, man. Led Zeppelin completely changed how we look at what popular music can be. Yeah, man, so true. This song is definitely not one of their commercial mainstream hits that I recognize, but immediately I can tell you halfway through the song, not even that I really liked it and that it had a powerful impact. And even when I was at my buddy's party and I was drunk as hell, I still was sharp enough to pick up the fact that this was a great song, a great groove. And to this day, I remember the guitar, the riffs of the guitar. So yeah, I hear you. Live performances and reception. In a contemporary review for Houses of the Holy, Gordon Fletcher of Rolling Stone gave No Quarter a negative review, calling the track, along with the Rain Song, as, quote, nothing more than drawn-out vehicles for the further display of Jones's unknowledgeable use of mellotron and synthesizer. Rolling Stone. Yo, man, I'm just gonna keep moving along here. Yeah, I could say a lot, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, anyway, man, I like this song overall. It's got a hypnotic effect on me. It makes your imagination soar, and from the lyrics, what I'm getting is that there's a great quest, and there's a sense of urgency in the group. They're being pursued, and there are also lots of obstruction ahead of them because of the weather and the snow. Their pace is slowed because there are kids in their company, and yeah, man, that really paints a crazy ass image. But the instrumentals are really what does it for me with this song. The pace, how they stretch it out. John Paul Jones is masterful with the piano. I don't give a damn what Rolling Stone says. And he sets everything. He controls everything. The pace, the tone, everything keeps going back to him. And that really somber pitch. I love that. And then the guitar, the riff of the guitar. That repetitive riff is just fantastic, man. The solo is excellent. The repetitive riff, though, is what my mind remembered from way back when. And then that light thunder, that drumming, that tripling up, I think that's what it's called, of John Bonham, just threatening the thunder to come. That makes this song a masterful creation of work, you know, and experiencing it live must have been the best thing, you know. What I said this in the Rain song too, what I wouldn't give to be able to have a time machine, shake my ass back there and be in the front row of that concert. Yo, man, all of that power, the vibe and everything, and the crowd too. The crowd, like I said, very cultured crowd, knew when to shut the hell up, knew when to be loud. Yo, this is yeah, it's one of the best songs I've reacted to so far, Led Zeppelin or otherwise. And I understand now why so many of you were just bashing me over the head to react to this. I get it. Yeah, and thank you very much for staying on me. Because, you know, it takes me a little while to sort things out. But yeah, man, this is a song that I'm going to add to my playlist. And it's a 5 out of 5 in my mind. And the next party that I throw, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play the Rain song too. Probably not back to back because there's a little bit too much of a somber element there. But I'm going to play those songs at the next party that I throw because they have a place in it, because it gives you a sense of almost an out-of-body experience. And it's nice when you're at an environment like a nice party where you're having a sample of different types of music to give you different feels, you know. And I can see this along with the Rain song as being really excellent additions to my party playlist, man. So yeah, this rabbit hole is getting deeper and it's winding even more. So now I'm wondering what else is in store for me with the Led Zeppelin experience. I like this sort of style just as much as I like their blues. And, yo, man, that's saying quite a lot. I, in my mind, conditioned myself to, I'm only going to really focus on and discover all of their blues stuff. And then the rest of their stuff, maybe I'll kind of really just kind of take a listen to it. No, I'm enjoying this as much as I'm enjoying the blues. Surprisingly, a little bit surprising myself too. But yeah, this is definitely one of the best songs that I've reacted to. And I'm going to listen to it 100 times again. I'm missing something with the story though. I need a conclusion. I need to know what this is. If you guys know more about the story behind this track, they're obviously Vikings. They're obviously on a quest. And they're on foot. They're not even in their ships. And they gotta get somewhere. They're being pursued. Is that what the gist of it is? Am I missing anymore, let me know if I am. And let me know if they have any more of these tranquil Odyssey type songs that just takes you on a trip somewhere, because I really enjoyed this. And you know what? I'll check out the studio version, but I really liked this live version. And I'm glad that a lot of you in your recommendations instructed that I listen to it live. Really, really good. Okay, man. I talked a hell of a lot. I gotta shut up and bounce. So thank you very much, man, for joining me. I appreciate it. Thanks for the recommendation. And I'm definitely going to do some more Led Zeppelin reactions coming up. You might not see all of them if I'm posting this, for example, on YouTube. I'm doing most of my Led Zeppelin reactions, my 3 supergroup reactions that I'm doing right now, Led Zeppelin, Rush, and Pink Floyd. Most of that content is going to be on my Patreon, but the odd time I'll share with you some Led Zeppelin content. You know, I don't want to be selfish and just hoard everything to Patreon, but most of the Led Zeppelin content will probably be on my Patreon. You know, my patrons are special, and I gotta give them just a little bit more. You understand. But anyway, man, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Have a nice day, and I'll catch you in the next reaction. Peace out.